Hi, welcome to Debt Tale. I'm Rebecca Bautista and we'll be going over the highest monthly interest rate method. So as always in these videos, we'll be going over the steps for this particular method. Again, it's all debt repayment. Then we'll be going over a sample debt spreadsheet and how to do that and calculate it. Then we will have a pros and cons and end it out. All right, so let's get started. All right, so here are the steps for the highest monthly interest payment method. Step one is you want to calculate the monthly interest. In order to calculate the monthly interest, you're going to have to do a little bit of math. So step one, annual interest rate, you're going to divide that by 100 in order to convert it to a decimal. Then you're going to divide that by 12 because again, there's 12 months in a year. You're going to multiply that number by the balance that you have remaining, and then you're going to multiply that by 100. Please note that as your balance gets smaller, so does the amount of interest you're going to pay monthly. So in order to be accurate, you're going to want to keep recalculating this. One way to save yourself time and not actually have to keep constantly recalculating it would be to use this calculator that I found online. It's free, it's pretty easy, and I highly recommend it because it generates the entire table for you. Again, this is talking about amortization table, and this is again assuming fixed monthly payments, which is why I recommend that you turn all of your debt payments into fixed monthly payments so that way it keeps things consistent. So here's an example calculation using the Discover debt from the sample debt. And in the first screenshot, what you see is just where you input the information. And then the second screenshot is the amortization schedule, which shows you how much interest is being paid as each payment is being applied. Again, there's going to be a video right after this, which is going to do a walkthrough demonstration of this. It's really easy, but just in case. Step two, arrange by monthly interest payment amounts highest to lowest. Step 3, pay minimum payment on all. Once again, you want to make sure that your current monthly minimum payment becomes a fixed payment just to make things consistent. Step 4, the one with the highest monthly interest payment is your focus. As always, if you have the ability to pay extra, you want to apply it to that focus debt in order to pay it off faster. Step 5, once paid off, roll over its payment to the next highest interest payment. Again, with this type of method, you want to be recalculating as your order may change as you continue making progress. But if you don't do that, then you just move on to the next highest one from your initial view. Step 6, repeat these steps until they're all paid off. Well, congrats. If you were able to go through all of it, then you paid off and you are debt free. Welcome to the sample debt spreadsheet. If you've been paying attention to previous videos, the monthly interest payment column G is blank. I just realized that I had an error in my formula, and so I'm actually going to be remaking a video or making an updated video to redo this section. So in order to calculate your monthly interest payment, you have to do a formula, and this time I'll be doing it correctly, which is having equal signs, and you're going to do double parentheses. That's where I was missing. So here, what you're going to do is you're going to select the APR, which is in this case F2. Then you're going to divide that by 100. What that does is it converts it into a decimal, and that's what you need. Once again, then you will divide that by 12 because there are 12 months in a year. After you put in the second double parentheses, you're going to multiply that by your principal amount, which in this case is D2. Hit enter and you will see, once it calculates, that your monthly interest payment is $109.09 for that payment. Then you're going to click on the little square, drag it down, and it will do the formula across the board as it goes down. In this case, the year bill has no interest, so therefore the amount is 0. And that's how you calculate the monthly interest payment. Now, once again, you want to make sure that you take into account the fact that as your balance goes down, your interest rate or the amount you're paying towards that will be going down as well. So you'll be wanting to recalculate this. Again, the easiest way is to create an amortization table. And so in this case, in our spreadsheet, we're going to go to G, right click that column, and then we're going to sort Z to A, which makes it highest to lowest. Give it a second to think, and our order is Upstart, then Student Loan 4, Student Loan 3, Discover, Chase, etc., etc. And pros and cons. So this method focuses on tackling the most interest that you're paying. Therefore, you're actually going to save money over interest over the long term. This is great if that means you want to keep more money in your pocket instead of paying it out to debtors. This is a method that might be beneficial for you. Cons, well, there's more math involved. You also have to constantly be recalculating these numbers. The lower your balance becomes, the less you're paying in interest, because that's just how these loans work. And so because of that, it is actually very possible that your target loan, or the one that you're focusing on, may actually no longer be the target focus after recalculating across a couple of months. So in that sense, that's a potential con. But again, it is just another method. Just as a roundup, this was the highest monthly interest method. We went over the steps, we talked about an example, and then we also went over pros and cons. Because of the extra math involved, we're also going to have another video right after this one on amortization tables and a really cool free online calculator that I like to use. So that'll be the next video. And then after that one, we still have 2 more debt methods, and that will cover all the debt methods from the previous videos. So just in case, up above you will find a link to the overall quick summary of the 8 methods I'm going over, and then there's also a playlist where you can click on and pick individual methods that you want to get further information on. Well, as always, I hope this was helpful. If it was, please give me a like, and if you have any topics at all that you want to talk about, please leave me a comment and I'll be sure to make a video to address them. All right, bye.